Hey guys, Shadow Spinner here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the anime Vampire Knight. Vampire Knight is an anime, like I said. Animes are kind of like Japanese animation, I guess, for those of you who don't know. This is a great anime. I think the first season was released in the US in 2008, and season 2 is being released September 20th, I believe. I'm really excited. I've been watching Vampire Knight for a little while now. I actually had a hard time finding Vampire Knight because, well, at least the English dubbed. I was watching the English subbed for a while, but I didn't really like that because I have a hard time because you have to read the little words at the bottom of the screen and all the action's going on up here and you're kind of missing it. So at a certain point, I stopped watching the English subbed and I waited for the dubbed. And finally, the dubbed came out, but I was watching it online and I didn't know they'd actually released one of these. I don't know why I didn't realize that. And then one of my friends kindly pointed out, yes, they do have the DVD. So I felt really stupid after that. I went and got mine right away and finished it up this way. So that's my long and complicated Vampire Knight story. I've actually been watching Vampire Knight for a little while now, but I never finished the first season because of reasons that I said. I was really stupid. But anyway, to continue with my review, in fact, in honor of this review, I'm wearing my Vampire Knight jacket here. Ta-da! I do love Vampire Knight. It's so good. Anyway, to continue and stop rambling about how much I love Vampire Knight, because you will also love it as soon as I finish this review, and you realize all the great reasons of why you should also watch it. The plot in this show is amazing. It's about a girl named Yuki, and she goes to this preppy private boarding school called Cross Academy. And there are two classes at Cross Academy. The day class, who takes classes during the day, obviously, and the night class, who takes classes during the night. Yuki is in the day class, but the night class is full of vampires. Yeah. Yuki is one of the few people who knows this. Her, along with the headmaster and her best friend Zero. She and Zero are on the disciplinary committee, and they're the ones who patrol the grounds at night to make sure no day class students are out wandering around and might run into the night class students. Also in the night class is Kaname, who's the head vampire of the night class. He wants humans and vampires to get along, so he has the vampires drinking these little blood supplement tablets instead of human blood. But a lot of the vampires are not very fond of that idea. They would rather be out snacking on humans. So that whole thing is a huge rebellion point and is a lot of the series. And also, Yuki has this mysterious past. She's been living with the headmaster and who's her adopted father, and she's trying to figure out what her past is because she can't remember it past a certain point, which is a night where she was attacked by a vampire and saved by Kaname, the head vampire, across Academy. So she knows everything is kind of tied together, but she's trying to figure out how. So it's a great series with so many twists. You will be shocked a few times, just like I was. You have to keep with the series. So the first, I think, 1 or 2 episodes are kind of boring because they're explaining everything. They're introducing everybody. You have to get to know everything. So yeah, it's not going to be as fast-paced as the rest of the show. But if you stick with it, believe me, you'll be happy you did. Let me think. Character-wise, this show has great characters. You will find at least one character that you just really like. On the front here is Yuki. She's a great character. I actually really enjoyed Yuki because she's so friendly. She's just really a happy person, and I actually really did like that because amidst all the moody, brooding vampires, she's just really upbeat and trying to keep everybody's spirits up. This is Zero, her best friend. He's actually my favorite character. He is a vampire hunter, which is another cause of tension in the plot. And he hates the fact that vampires are living across Academy and trying to get along with humans because he thinks they're monsters and that's all they'll ever be. And here is Kaname. I don't know why he's on the back, but he's the head vampire, like I mentioned. And he is very interested in Yuki, and he knows what their connection is in the past, I'm pretty sure. But he hasn't said what it was yet, at least in the first season. Hopefully second season will clear that up a bit. He's more of the quiet, calm, calculating type. He's always thinking, you can kind of tell. The Japanese draw their eyes really big, so you can see all the expression in them, and you can tell he's definitely always thinking about something. And throughout the series, you'll see he has this whole plot going on that we won't know about until the end, and we still are a little bit confused until the second season comes out. I'm sure they'll explain that, because I'm pretty sure season 2 is the last season of the show. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, the characters are just top notch. They are awesome. There's also a whole cast of secondary vampire characters who are awesome too. Most of them are really well explored, even though they're not primary characters. Not all of them, but some of them are. And there are a couple of human characters that are pretty funny, but they're not really big characters, except for the headmaster. I'd say he's pretty important. He's kind of weird though. He's the comic relief human character, I guess you could say. Like, they'll all be sitting around doing something really serious, and he'll just burst out and say something really strange. It's really weird, but he's kind of funny. So the characters in this, like I said, are just amazing. The music in this show is also really great. The opening theme, I have to say, is in Japanese, even in the English dubbed, which I thought was kind of strange, because the closing theme is in English, but I don't really care. Whatever. The words and the music sound really cool together, so I can't complain. The rest of the music actually in the show, the instrumentals, are really amazing. I would love to get my hands on a copy of the soundtrack of this show. Unfortunately, I looked on, I think, Amazon, and it's like $40. Yeah, I'm not shelling out $40 for a movie soundtrack, I'm sorry. Or a show soundtrack, especially. But it's great. I like watching the show and just listening to the music sometimes. It's incredible. And like I said, the closing theme is in English, and that's a really creepy song. It kind of fits with the atmosphere, though. It's pretty cool. Let me think. The acting for this show, I have to say, in the English, dubbed is not my favorite. I like the Japanese voices a lot better. In the English dubbed, Yuki's voice is mostly okay, except for the way she says kaname is kind of strange. She says it kaname, which I just think is odd, because everybody else in the show says kaname. Why doesn't she say kaname? It just is weird. I don't like that, because it kind of throws me off whenever she says it. I like Zero's voices. It's actually pretty great. Kaname is another one that I don't like. His voice is just kind of slow. And he takes these weird, awkward pauses in places. I don't know if that was the actor or the director's choice, but I just thought it was strange. Like, he'll say, "Come here, Yuki." Like that. And, like, it takes you, like, 5 seconds to say something, and she'll be like, "Come here, Yuki," like in 2 seconds. It's just very strange, and I don't know why you would take a pause before you said Yuki. Why do you talk so slow? I don't know. That just kind of annoys me, too. I like the sound of his voice. I just don't like the way he phrases things. It's just kind of strange. But anyway, that's really my only complaint about this show. The rest of it is awesome. The show is kind of creepy. It's got more of a creepy tone than actually creepy material in the show. Like, it's not about creepy stuff. I mean, it's about vampires, but they're not overtly creepy. There are a couple of episodes that are scarier because there are different levels of vampires, which I thought was really cool thought for this show. There's normal vampires, which are like Twilight vampires, I guess you would say. They're more in control of their actions, and they're more like humans that just drink blood. And then you go down the ranks until you get to level E vampires, which are the vampires from your horror movies, the scary, monstrous vampires. And if a normal human is bitten by a vampire, they eventually turn into a level E vampire. Vampires who are born vampires are the normal vampires. So I thought that was really cool, but the episodes of level E's are kind of creepy. They look a little disturbing. There isn't very much violence in this show. I mean, there's a lot of gun-toting and threatening, but until the last couple episodes, it's pretty clean, I would say, except for the last couple episodes are more violent, because that's the big climatic turning point. Let's see, I guess I'll just go ahead and review the box set again. Well, it's not really a box set, it's more like just the show. I don't know if they actually have a box set of the show, but this is the only thing I could find. It comes in a nice little sleeve, and the box has Zero on the front and then Kaname on the back. There are 2 discs, but let me just say right now, there are 13 episodes, and you have to flip the discs onto the other side to get the rest of the episodes. That confused me when I first got this. I was like, where are the other episodes? And I was kind of freaking out because I was like, I paid so much money for this. Where are my other episodes? But they're actually on the other side of the desk, so don't forget to do that. One thing that really irked me though about this, especially, is that it doesn't come with an episode guide like I was saying the Vampire Diaries does. It just comes with a little excerpt from the manga, or the manga. I'm sorry, I can't ever pronounce things. The manga is cool. I haven't read the whole series, but I'm on the first one. But I had the first manga, so it's kind of irritating because I'd rather have an episode guide than an excerpt from the book that I already have. So I didn't appreciate that, especially because it's hard to go back and rewatch from a certain point because I can't figure out exactly where they are. Like they'll say on the box, I mean on the discs, like I think episodes like 1 through 4 on this disc and whatever. But I like knowing the names and like remembering which episode was which because with the Vampire Diaries, when it'll say like this episode and then what happens and what number the episode is, and that helps when you're trying to go back and if you want to watch from a certain point. But you can't do that with this show very easily. You can, but it's harder. That's kind of annoying. But so yeah, this is kind of, it's okay. It's not as great. It has one extra feature. It's a relationship chart for Zero, Yuki, and Kaname, which is nice because with so much going on, especially later in the season, you can look at it and be like, okay, now I understand. But just a warning, don't look at it until you've finished the show or are really close to the end, like episode 13 or 12, because it'll be spoiling everything for you. But this is an amazing show. I love this show. I can't wait for season 2 to be released on DVD so I can get my hands on that one. But for now, I'll give this show a 4.5 stars out of 5, just because I don't really like the voices for the English dubbed. I know a lot of people don't mind them, but for me, it just was a little distracting. You get used to them after a while, but when you first start out, it's kind of annoying. So anyway, that's my really long review of Vampire Knight. Definitely check this out. Check out the manga as well. It's a really great manga. Thanks for watching. I think I'm going to be doing a review for the book Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry next. So if you want to check that out, that'd be awesome. Thanks.